Number 2, I've been having internet issues. How can you know I'm traveling? And there is internet issues. We're currently somewhere in rural Saskatchewan. That is a province in Canada. If you are not Canadian, that is where we are. We are heading south. We're going to cross the border, going into the States for an event in Delaware in November, beginning of November. So that's where we're heading to this time. And let me reintroduce myself since the last 2 minutes were probably jumble. My name is Julianne Duffy. I am the creator here on Breathe Within Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. I have some membership stuff, so if you do appreciate the content, I do a lot of inspirational content, especially around my dogs. I love dogs. That's definitely where I get the most inspiration and find the most soothingness. Thank you. Don't get hacked. Call you for help. Okay. I did call you for help. If you don't know who that is my husband. I am the co-founder of Don't Get Hacked. And I did call him for help for my tech issues. So we did get up and online for that. And today I'm going to do a small session. We do it anywhere we can, right? So we boondocked in a little town, and we're at their information station, and none of our pullouts are really out. So I thought the best place to do a little bit of breath work, get a little intention setting, and really start our day off right for fall is in my little bathroom. I'm this little area. Them a lot, as you can see with all my videos. However, sometimes they're quite distracting, especially when they want my attention. So today we are right on the cusp of the end of October. There's a lot of really strange energies going on. I follow a lot of astrology, and I thought this would be perfect to really get ourselves centered, feeling good, and ready for each day. And really it doesn't take a lot of time to do this. We're going to do some breath work, a couple of stretches just to get the body moving and feeling a little bit better. And then I'm going to pull us a card from my Moonology Oracle cards. I love the Oracle cards, and see what the message is for this week as we go into the final week of October. So thank you for joining me. Let's get started. We're going to sit up tall. So find a space, make sure you're not using the back of the chair. You're going to lengthen through the spine, keep your chin level, and the arms can come onto the thighs. You can close those eyes if you'd like, or find a non-moving spot. And we're going to really focus on our breath this morning and getting ourselves connected. I always like to start with 3 deep breaths. So as you take this next breath in, we're going to breathe in deeply, feel the chest, the side of the body, the back of the body expand with that beautiful deep breath. And then slowly let the breath go. That's it, 2 more times. Another beautiful deep breath in. And that slow, gentle exhale. And as we breathe in that intention of feeling great and prepared, even if you don't, even if you're just imagining that we're feeling great and prepared for the day, we're breathing in that connection. And then letting go of anything that's not of our highest good as we exhale. And notice, all we needed to do is take 3 little breaths to notice how we feel. Notice how our mind is as we come into the beginning of our day. Maybe it's the afternoon, maybe it's the evening. And how is the body feeling? This is always a question you want to ask yourself. Because sometimes if you're feeling tight and soreness, that is a sign that we really want to get those areas moving and opening up. Let's take another deep breath in. And let's bring those arms overhead. Don't mind that I don't have a whole lot of space because I'm working with my space. We're going to bring those arms overhead. Let the hands touch. And as we exhale, we're bringing those hands to our heart center. Lengthen through the torso. And let's add a little twist. We're going to twist over to our right. Start to gaze over the right shoulder. Take that deep breath in. And then use those core muscles, or we imagine we're using those core muscles. We come gently back through center. Let's twist to the other side. Gently twisting over to the left. Let the gaze go over. Deep breath in. And activate those tummy muscles as we exhale. coming back into center. Let's do it one more time each side. Another beautiful deep breath in. Feel our alignment of our spine. Exhale, twisting over to the left, the right. And then inhale, coming back through center. And exhaling as we gently twist over to the left. As we gently come back through center, take that moment again to check in. Notice how that felt. We'll gently release the hands. Let's continue stretching the upper body. We're going to bring our left arm up to shoulder height. We're going to gently hug it across our chest. The elbow can be bent. I have a limited space because I'm working with the space I've got today, but you can have it straight or a little bit bent. We're going to hug that arm towards our chest. Feel a beautiful stretch into the upper shoulder, neck, upper back, all those areas that we get really tight, especially if we're on our computer, even our phone, right? We're definitely hunched over, playing on the phone, doing whatever on our technology. So like, let's get that shoulder, and that's where we will hold a lot of energy. Energy does get stuck in our body. So what can happen is trauma. Things happen to us, stress, whatever it might be, and it can be trapped in our body. So when we move and stretch, this assists us in helping release these traumas out of our body. And the more that we move and the more that we work with it, the easier it gets to start to release those traumas and that stress. Let's take another deep breath in. Maybe imagine we're going to hug that arm a little bit closer. And then let's change this into a hug. So that bottom arm, which is our right arm, is going to go under the left, and we're going to give ourselves that morning hug. Starting off that day, we probably don't get enough hugs anyway, so let's give ourselves some love. So whether we get a lot of hugs or not, we're going to hug, we're going to walk those fingers, imagining we can maybe get those fingers to touch on our spine and get those elbows up to shoulder height. And then I'm pulling your arms away. So we're going to intend or imagine that I'm pulling the arms towards the video, towards the screen. So for that beautiful stretch into the upper back, again, a little bit deeper. Another beautiful deep breath in. And then slowly let that go, shake it out. Notice how that side feels. The intention is we've got a little more space, a little more opening into that side. Let's go with the other side. Bringing up that right arm, we'll bring it across the chest. We're going to use that left arm to support it as we hug it. For that beautiful stretch into the shoulder, into the upper back. Again, taking that moment, that deep breath in. Maybe intending that there's some space as we exhale, or we can get that arm a little bit closer. It's all about getting ourselves feeling right, getting ourselves centered and ready for our day. And part of that is remembering that each day is new. And this is a learning that has taken me many years. I am 42, whether that surprises you or not, I don't know. I don't know if I look old. I don't know if I look young. Not really sure. I just am. And one of the biggest things is learning to let go of those things and be able to let go of the day from before. The only moment we have is exactly right at this moment. So this moment, when you're watching me live, is the only moment that exists. The past isn't relevant. It's not. The future doesn't actually exist. And that's a concept that is difficult for us to get around, because we usually hold a lot of anxiety and stress because we're either thinking about the past or thinking about the future. So when we do these and we're getting ourselves centered for the day, it's really about being present in this moment, listening to our body, noticing how it feels to do these stretches, noticing how it feels in our body, in our being, to do the breath work. Let's take one more breath. And then gently, let's transition this into our hug. So this time that left arm is under the right, and we start to hug, walking those fingers towards the spine and getting those elbows up nice and tall, nice and high. So they're at about, trying to get them at shoulder height, whether we can do them or not. It's not super important. And then breathing into the shoulders, being present with the breath. Notice, close those eyes. Notice how it feels to bring the breath in, and how it is to let it go. Another beautiful deep breath in. And walking those fingers, letting that exhale go. Let's do one more breath here. Being present in this moment, because this is all we have. And when we can really focus on this moment, we are empowered. Because when we can let go of that anxiety of the future or the stress and anxiety of what happened in the past, we can really heal ourselves and become more aligned and feel better when we can let that go. And it's taken me many years of practice. I have been in the yoga industry for almost 20 years. And it's been a life practice, really, to get myself into the point where I can gently release and be present as much as possible. Release that, let it go. Let's stretch out that neck. Let's let the chin drop to the chest. Feel a beautiful stretch into the back of the shoulders, into the upper back again. Because as I mentioned earlier, this is where we're holding a lot of stress. So when we really open up and get ourselves open, especially through the chest, through the upper back and spine, we're creating that space to gently move into. Give yourself as many chins as you can, the better. And this is a good thing to have multiple chins when we do this. Let's take one more breath. Imagine we get that chin just a little bit closer. And then as we inhale, gently coming back through center. Let's bring our chin over the left side. So we're gazing over to the left, bringing that chin. Imagine you can go right over our shoulder. Starting to bring our gaze towards the back of our room. And then exhale back through center. Let's do that the other side. So keeping our head level, we'll start to gaze over the right shoulder, imagining the chin can come right over the shoulder, gazing towards the back. Deep breath in, maybe imagining a little bit deeper here, opening up, feeling that beautiful stretch here in the moment. That is our focus, right at this moment. And then inhaling, coming back. Let's drop our left ear to our left shoulder, and we're consciously bringing that right shoulder away from the right ear. So we're feeling that alignment. I often hold a lot of tension myself in the neck. So that's why I feel like most of us do. We really have that tight shoulders, that tight upper back. So really breathing in, imagining someone's pulling our head, and then we're getting that ear a little bit closer. Being present, noticing how this feels. Letting that ear go a little bit closer. And then inhaling, coming back through center. Notice, take that moment. Again, mindful moments, being in that present moment. And then inhale, lengthen, and then drop the other ear to the other shoulder. Feel that beautiful stretch through the left side. Deep breath in, close the eyes if that feels good. Imagine we get that ear just a tiny bit closer. Another beautiful deep breath. And back through center. So notice how that upper body feels. We're really just focusing on that today because I'm working with what I've got. And every day it's all about being in the moment and being okay with whatever it is. So it's not the perfect environment. Like today, I don't have the perfect space to do the full seated yoga, the full session. I'm working with what I have, and it's going to be beautiful. And that was what I decided. We're going to have a great time getting some stretches, opening that upper body. Let's do a couple more with our shoulders, and then we're going to go back into our breath. So we're going to bring those shoulders up towards our ears. It's all perception, inhaling. Exhale as we let those shoulder blades come towards each other and drop away. Let's do that again. Another shoulder roll. Bring the shoulders forward towards the ears and then back, imagining they can squeeze to the shoulder blades together and they can touch, and then letting it go. Let's do one more in that direction. Feeling that upper back start to open and find that ease of movement, and then letting the breath go. And then taking that moment. This is why I always talk about it. Being present with the moment, with the body. How did that feel? Close the eyes if it helps you turn inwardly. The more we get to know ourselves, the more we get to be in that present moment, the more power we have through humanity. And the more power we have of being at ease. Because the moment is like I said, is the only thing we have is this present moment. We'll do 3 more shoulder circles going forward. So this time we're going to, or back. So coming from the back, we're going to come forward. So the opposite direction, and then let it go. And then bringing the shoulders over and forward, and then letting them drop. One more time, making sure we're still breathing. That is the purpose, especially if you're doing yoga. The whole purpose of yoga is to breathe. If you're breathing, even if there's any poses that are uncomfortable and you sit in your breath, you are doing yoga. Yoga is all about getting to the samadhi. That is that time, that bliss. The bliss is about being in the present moment, in and present, and nothing else. The past and the present the past and the future do not exist. The present is all we have. And the more we practice bringing yourself in, railing ourselves, so imagining kind of like we're fishing and we're railing ourselves back into this moment, not concerned about what that future is going to be or what that past is, that we have been lied to through our culture. I like to call it a culture, that, you've got to plan for this and you got to remember, reflect on the back. Yes, we reflect and we learn from our situations so we can become better people. But this moment is the most important thing. And the more you can be in that moment, the more peace, the better you're going to feel. So let's come back into the breath. This time we're going to do what I like to call the straw breath. It's going to look a little funny, and I have no problem looking funny and being in front of anybody and looking funny. So you've got two options. We're going to do this 5 times, and this is the cooling straw breath, actually. So what you're going to do, if you know how to roll your tongue, you're going to roll your tongue into a little straw. Or if you're not sure how to do that, that's okay. You're going to let your teeth gently touch, and then you're going to breathe in through your teeth touching. So it's going to look like this. And then you exhale through the nose. So that is the full one. If you're not sure how to roll your tongue, teeth touch. And then exhale through the nose. So do one with me, and we're going to check in. Notice how that feels. Through the nose. It should feel soothing. That's it. We're going to do that 4 more times. Two more times. Last time, being present with this breath. And then as we let it go through the nose, let the eyes close and notice how that feels. I find that a very powerful, relaxing, calming breath that helps me very much get into the moment. Notice how it is. Maybe it's not calming for you. Maybe it is. Take that moment of awareness. And as we sit here, we let our breath come back to its natural pace. I'm going to pull us a card for this week. What message do the guides have for us as we go through into this last week of October? We have some very interesting things coming from the sun. We've got interesting astrology, strange things everywhere. And I find that we can just ask for a little bit of guidance, some inspiration. What message do the guides, the divine beings, God, universal consciousness have for us? And again, it's about being present. I'm pulling for you. What message do they have for those that have come to watch this video today and to be here? I am pulling from the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland. And we'll just pull that. What is our message as we come into this final week of October? This seems quite appropriate from what I was talking about. Step out of your comfort zone. Let's see if I can get it kind of zoomed in there. Step out of your comfort zone. And that is the North Node. You know what? That is part of it. We have to step out of our comfort zone of clinging on to the past, clinging on to the future. That's the anxiety. That is the stress. Who's going to win the election? Who's going to win in Canada when we next have an election, or in the States and when we do that, or wherever you're from? That stress of the unknown, that's not ours to take. We have to step out of the unknown and embrace the unknown and the comfort zone. Because the more we can be in discomfort and be comfortable in the discomfort, the easier this time is going to be. And that is true. The more uncomfortable I've made my life, the more comfort I actually find. And I'm going to give you the full reading because I have not memorized all these all of them. Oh, that is the last card, the North Node. So that's very auspicious. But as an example of discomfort, we no longer have a permanent home. We are traveling, living wherever. You know, I would say, as an experience, being, like I mentioned earlier, 42, when I was in my 20s, all I looked for was comfort. I wanted to have so much money in my bank account, and I wanted this comfort and building up. So I owned a condo and then eventually had a house and did all the things I was supposed to do. That comfort never made me happy. I was so unhappy having everything that I thought I needed. And in this last year, we stepped out, went completely out of our comfort zone, There is no guarantee. Each day is a new experience. I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know the plan. I get asked things like, where will you be here? When will you be? We have some plans, like we've got an event we have to go to in Delaware, and that's where we're heading to right now. But what's each day? How long are we going to drive? Where are we going to go? All those details, I don't know. I'm trusting. And the more that I step out of that comfort zone and the more I'm getting comfortable in the discomfort, the easier it seems to be in that present moment. So it's about embracing that discomfort, that comfort zone we've built around ourselves, thinking it's protecting us, really limits us in the reality of our lives. But stepping out of our comfort zone, the message of this is, there's a strong feeling when you get this card that it's time to leave the past behind because you are headed in the right direction. If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the things that scare you within reason. Within reason, right? Don't jump off a cliff that's not safe, right? Like within reason. This card is all about living your life purpose, which is possibly what you've been asked about. It's urging you to dare to do something different in your life and in your direction and to take action. So are you willing to follow through and lead your life, your incarnation, to fully live right now in this moment? If you finally find the courage to make the leap, there's a good chance you'll come to ask yourself, why did I wait so long? And I can attest, as I said at the beginning, this last year has put me, everything we've done is completely out of my comfort zone. I am a Cancer, so I'm a crab and I like my little home and my comfort zone. Stepping out of that and doing all these things and living in a completely different way of things where I don't know. The only thing I know and I have guarantee of is this moment right now. And each moment that exists, it's the only thing. The past doesn't exist. It's gone. It's not real anymore. The future is not real either. So we need to bring ourselves into this moment, step into the discomfort and embrace it and be free to experience whatever comes to us without necessarily having a plan for every single moment. And the more, as I said, the more discomfort you embrace, I really truly believe the easier this time is going to be. And the happier you're going to be when you're in this moment, because that's all you've got. And you're going to appreciate the people around you in that moment. So that's my philosophical inspiration for the day. So I'm going to let you continue on for your morning, afternoon, evening, and I really do truly appreciate you joining me. I do have memberships opening up, and next week when I go live, I'll be giving out some free memberships so you can join me. And with the membership, you will be getting a normal full-size class where I do the deeper, longer breath work, the intention setting, the card reading, and the full stretches. And that's one of the biggest perks with being a member. And if you'd like to support me, that is also an option. You know, take a look at the memberships. I would very much appreciate it. And other than that, have a wonderful week. And again, stay with that idea that it's time to step outside of our comfort zone. It's time to start to let go of the things that we think we need to attach to, whether it's money, the comfort of the job we might have, like the things that we think bring us comfort but aren't actually bringing us comfort. And then my phone is telling me that it's dying. So it must be time to go because my phone is dying. So that is my sign that I have taken a little more time than I should have, but I'm going to move on. And I, as always, appreciate you joining me. And until next week, please do come and join me, because no matter where I am, I'll at least be in this little tiny box if all else fails, and see where I am next week, because I don't even know where I'll be next week. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, which is what I have been doing, and embrace it. Where will I be next week? Don't know. It'll be a surprise for me and you. Have a wonderful day. And please do consider joining me in my memberships. You can also check out my website. I have a bunch of different classes that I offer and services, and that's all in the description as well. Have a beautiful day, you wonderful humans, soul beings, and be here now. Be in this present moment. Embrace the discomfort to truly let go and be free. Namaste. Thank you.